Hi, I'm Jale. Welcome to my channel. This is going to be a message for whoever needs to hear it. I am using the Good Tarot today. There's a message in here though. At some point there is a message. So we're going to have a look and see what that message will be. So this is a general reading. Take what resonates, leave the rest. If you want a personalised reading information, it is in the description box below. Email address is in there to email me. And we go live Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 8 PM British Standard Time, 3 PM Eastern Standard Time here. Saturday night, 11 PM British Standard Time, 6 PM Eastern Standard Time on Twitch. Why do I feel like I'm missing something here? My guides are telling me I'm not. Maybe there's a general feeling of that when you're watching this video, but let's jump into the messages here. What is the message, Spirit? What is it that you're wanting to say? What is it you're wanting to say? Wow. Do-over. I'm hearing do-over. Do-over. Someone's re-looking at their plans here. And this is a larger scale plan. This is not just where am I going to go on holiday this year. This is like a major... Someone's becoming very aware of what they need to be doing, if they aren't already aware here. We've got the Queen of Wands. So this is someone who, I mean, we've just had the new moon here in Leo. This is someone that's just very, has taken their power back. And we've got the Nine of Wands here, Wounded Warrior with the Hierophant. Someone has stood their ground with possibly a love interest. And we've got the Ace of Swords, so they've used the sort of Sword of Truth here to forge their way through. The lesson had to be learned. The lesson had to be learned. Bottom of the deck, 8 of Wands. So there may be communication coming in at some point. But this is a very old lesson. Someone had to cut something off here to go on their own path, to empower themselves. Can you see? She's taken her energy back. So if you've been expelling energy and people have been seeing the blessings on your behalf, you've cut that off. You're taking your power back. Now, whoever this energy is that you've done this with, it could be friends, co-workers, family members, you're pulling all this energy in and it's kind of creating this manifestation energy. It was designed that way. So maybe you've kind of sat there and gone, well, you know, I was in this position where I had to say no to something. So I've had to say no, but I still feel bad. It had to happen that way because number one, you're pulling your energy back, but there's a longer term picture with this. It's not just a lesson. There's something else that at some point will manifest with this. She's looked into the eyes of her truth, which is a very hard thing, and she's walked the walk. This is someone who wasn't just sat preaching the same stuff. This is someone who's stepped into this energy of, and again, if you've seen the new moon in Leo video where I talk about the power of one, this is an extension of this. She's understood what was involved with her taking her power back, and she's embodying everything about that. Now, yes, this could be Aries, Leo, Sagittarius energy, but can you see that she's pulled that energy right back, and the candle is lit. The spark has been lit. It's like someone's brought the energy back to self to then create something which is going to cause a movement. There's going to be an energy release in relation to this. Now, this is higher lessons. This is, I'm going to be really honest with you, this is like some insanely high vibrational energy, if I'm totally honest with you. Now, you've got to remember, this is like the counterpart to the high priest, the high priestess, the Hierophant. So it's like, whatever this stand was, it was, first of all, could have been in a very much in a masculine energy that was taken, like the action was taken, but the Hierophant is kind of trumping every other card. This is not just a king or a queen. this is some very heavy movement of understanding your own divinity and power and taking action upon that. This is not just a kind of, oh, there's some people that are just kind of telling me that I'm really bad and I'm crap, and I'm just going to sit here and moan about it for the next 15 years. This is someone that's taken the action to cut that lesson, cut that kind of energy out. Okay, so the way I'm saying it sounds a little bit interesting, but again, that air-like energy, there was these kind of energy, vampirism type, draining kind of energies going on, and it was like she was being anchored to a spot, or he was being anchored to a spot that wasn't serving. Now, yes, there's a lesson in this, but it's also about a leveling up, where, because this is someone who can understand the divine truth as well. This is someone, can you see? There's a moon here. She's holding the moon. This is someone who's mastered the emotions, if I'm totally honest with you. Now, can you see in the background she's got the sun? The sun could be the masculine. This is someone who has absolutely mastered the feminine power. And again, if you're masculine watching this, it doesn't have to be just feminine. This could also be the masculine mastering the masculine power, okay? So the doorway that I've been speaking about in the last couple of lives, can you see she's walked through the doorway? And she's taken back her light. She's taken back her truth. She's cut through anything that doesn't serve. And she's taken back what is hers. Now, can you see the doorway looks very old? It kind of has this merging type of energy at the top here. It looks like it's almost like an illusion. This is someone standing in their power, and they're not afraid to utilize it. And this is not someone with Machiavellian egotistical traits. This is someone who's forged a line in the sand and gone, no, because actually this is, you know, this is less than what I deserve. This is my path. This is not my path. This was not my path. So I'm doing this. I'm going that direction, and because I've chosen that direction and I've made very decisive action, she's rewarded with her own Ace of Wands, which is a spark of inspiration, a spark of the new. This is the new. Now, can you see here, we've got stars here. So this is her in alignment, or him in alignment with what was destined. This was what destined. Now, this is the Seven of Cups here. This is the escape from illusion. You've basically walked through the doorway, escaping the illusion to take back your own power. The illusion was to not do anything. That was the illusion. And actually, if you feel like you are no longer in that energy, you are exactly where you need to be. Now, I'm not saying it's going to be 1000% free of that energy, but the choices that I was mentioning in the previous lives, you know, sort of dating back the last 7 or 8 lives, this was about a doorway cracking open and seeing the light, but then you're already on a path, and you choosing that path would mean that you'd have to realign with something new. This is the something new. So many of you have actually gone onto this timeline that you're probably not even aware that you've chosen. So if you had dreams like the last couple of nights, maybe you made a decision before the new moon, this is for you. Bottom of the deck, the Eight of Swords. So this is mental entrapment almost. It's like you buying into a narrative that was not for you, and so you've removed yourself from it. It's like there's an illusion that you've created for peace of mind and possibly ego, and actually you stepped out of that, which is brilliant. Very, very good. And the investment is due to be returned. Page of Pentacles. You've started afresh. So there's a pot here that's also started afresh. They've like for like, they've matched your investment. Now, there is an option for you to collect already. But if you continue going forward, then there's definitely a possibility of this evolving into something greater. Five of Pentacles. Now, yes, at some point you may well be called back to the old path. Okay? Or you could be thinking, oh, well, am I going to lose this as well? Because this is loss, or feeling like there's a lack. It's illusion. Again, just make sure that if you're in that energy, that you're not just kind of stopping going, oh, well, it's not going to be because this is how I feel and I don't feel great and therefore I should just stop. There's a lot of people feeling that at the moment, and this is exactly the time to keep going, because especially if you feel like you're on this new path, and now the more you're on this new path it feels like a little bit like, oh, lonely. There's breakthrough coming, but just make sure you keep investing in yourself, because this is going to be really important. Can you see that the actual pentacle's not in his hand? He's got the wand. This is the wand. This is the Ace of Wands, okay? Now this is the pentacle, the Ace of Pentacle in the Ace of Wands, which is Ace of Pentacles is money, is an energetic kind of abundant energy, and Ace of Wands is that spark of creativity. So this is leading into something here. This is leading into something. Now, the fire energy would be Leo, and earth energy would be Virgo. Alright, so don't forget, you're taking your investment with you throughout the next season, which is Virgo season, or the next month, because there's going to be a collection point in time where you can receive the work that you've carried out. Alright, so if you feel like you're being, you know, left out, or there's something that isn't quite evolving, it might be, excuse me, I just burped, it might be that this is just not payout time, and you need to see your own investment and continue your own investment before this is paid out. The Emperor mastered the art, mastering the art of the self. Can you see the Emperor is dressed as Leo energy with the sword? Okay, and the sword is down. I'm just hearing wish fulfillment. Bottom of the deck, Four of Swords. So this investment, maybe you were wanting to see this. Maybe you were nurturing that energy within yourself. This is kind of like the mastery of self. The mastery of self, the mastery of your investment. The mastery of what you're producing and where you're going. It's total mastery, essentially. This is like a craftsman that's like finely tuning their tools, which is kind of amazing, if I'm totally honest with you. But they have to start somewhere. You know, we're going into Earth season, which is all about the physical, and it's going within. It's about finding the inner truth. So there's probably going to look for these kind of energies come up. But the Emperor card, I mean, that can also be Aries energy. So, you know, again, air, sort of fire energy. Mastery of the fire suit. But in fact, what trumps the Emperor is the Hierophant. Because the Hierophant and the High Priestess, in my opinion, trump the Emperor and the Empress, in my opinion. It's almost like you have mastered your own line or your own energy, and so where you were waiting for someone to master themselves, you leveled up instead, and now they're having to now that person's now having to master things all over again. This is like, I mean, this is kind of the oldest game of cat and mouse I've ever seen in my life. I mean, and it's not a game, but it's like, look, the Hierophant should be male usually, but there's a female here. I mean, look, obviously in traditional tarot cards I'm talking, you know, so obviously don't take my words literally. It's like the Hierophant is typically in the traditional tarot a masculine energy there, but there's a feminine sat in that energy. She's mastered herself. And so the Emperor, typically the masculine, and again, if you're masculine watching this and you're identifying as the divine feminine, or, you know, even if you're a masculine identifying as a divine masculine, you've mastered this over someone else who should have been in that position, let's say. So you're the person watching this, you've stepped up and someone else hasn't. Now, is this love? It could be love. Is this a soul contract with a family member, friend member, work colleague, boss? your business? Is this your friendship group? Is this your soul mission? It's any one of those things. But the point being is you've aligned into, you've leveled up. This is you leveling up. You've already leveled up. You've taken that kind of step. You've put your foot up onto the step, and you're just pulling your weight up now. This energy could be someone that's about to get into that Emperor energy but hasn't quite got into it yet. But you're already off. You're not about to stand around wondering what will be. You're already in a Hierophant energy, which is a higher purpose and higher evolution. This is the battle that you've walked through. Can you see she's holding on to the lion? Well, she's not holding on to anything. She's reassuring the lion from where I'm looking. The power of one. The power of one. And can you see the light shining through? There's that ruby around her neck. This is the ruby that's on the kind of wand here with the pentacle. She's invested in herself. 8. This is Metatron's number. It's also Scorpio. This is a regeneration. This is a regeneration. She's put her investment into herself. 3 of Pentacles with the 9 of Pentacles. This is something that she knows better than to kind of give away her power. Because I think possibly she's done that before, he's done that before. This time she's keeping hold of the wealth and it's selfish energy. It's more that she knows before it's time, if she gives her energy away, there's a lack. And it's because the lesson has to be that she's in her own power first, and then once she's in alignment and she's learned that art, when someone else comes in or where there's other changes on the path, she's not thrown out of alignment so easily. This is her mastering that as an art form, essentially. But there's money coming. This is big money coming as well. Yeah, look, can you see bottom of the deck, 3 of fire. So there's that kind of, again, that magical wand based energy by the power of 3. So because she's the power of 1, she's it's like, this is a spell, but this is not her creating a spell, she's manifesting. It's like when you do spells, if you're doing it against someone, by the power of 3 it returns. So if someone's done this person wrong, or you've had something done wrong to you, the fact that you're investing in you by the power of 1, this then takes or turns into 3-fold investment and return back. So it's the same message or similar messages of what we had in the last reading, which is, I want you. You may well want me, but this is this is now what I want. They want you, but you can see your eyes is on the prize. This is you seeing the bigger picture. So they know what they want, but this is, I know what I want. Look. And again, if you're not if you're a masculine watching this, then, and you identify with it, then you identify with it. Apply the roles accordingly. This doesn't mean to say just because, you know, I'm referring to some people as feminines that only women are going to associate with this, because it's not the case. The power of 3. She knows what she wants too. And her eyes are on the goal. She's in the middle of a manifestation, which at some point in the future, which, yeah, could be around the beginning of next year, February possibly, is about to really evolve. So for all those people that have stepped into a new path over this new moon, or about to, this is for you. And for those people that have put their foot down with old energies, and they've suddenly then become aware of what they want, and now you're like, well, now I know what I want too. And it's not to stay in that stagnant energy, because it was restricting your own energy. It wasn't contributing to anything. This manifestation was being given out too freely. By the power of 3, I am investing in me. King of Swords. This is I'm going to be really honest with you. This is like a power struggle that has stood the test of time. And this is an old past life situation where the power struggle has also been particularly intense. So we've got the King of Swords here. Now again, this could be an air sign, so Libra, could be Gemini, could be Aquarius. Someone wants to make a return based on their own needs. This is someone coming to stake a claim, okay? This is someone coming to stake a claim. Bottom of the deck, 2 of Cups. Right, now, at the moment they're observing. They're not speaking, they're not really doing a lot, they're observing, but they've got a mask on still. They're all wearing masks. This person, this King of Air energy, there's an old outdated viewpoint that they're about to strip away, because this looks like a very outdated old mask. It doesn't look like a kind of viewpoint that they're used to having, but this also has a very strong autumnal energy to it. They're understanding their depths of emotion. So this is someone usually very sort of detached. So they could be putting on a front and not really saying a lot. But underneath it all, this is the goldfish. This is also luck. Bottom of the deck, messenger of air. Okay, so this is again Knight of Swords. This can be communicating their truth. Could be communicating some kind of truth, or wanting to communicate their truth. Wanting to communicate love. Can you see this is again the Leo, the lion? But I want you. But I want you. 6. Can you see the gateway? So whereby she's walked through the door with her Ace of Wands, with her inspiration, with her beginning a new spark. He's at the door, not quite ready to go through. He's still the Emperor. She's walked through and has mastered herself, and possibly even the Hierophant role. And he's not. He's kind of at the other end, just before, through the gateway. He's not through the gateway yet. Six of Wands in the reverse. He hasn't mastered this. 5 of Cups. Loss, denial, upset. This is some cold, harsh truths that are being relayed to this masculine or this other person. If you're watching this, your counterpart. All right. Because if you look at all the astrological readings I did for this month, it was all about them. It was all about them. So this one's you, if this makes sense. 4 of Swords. There's a gap. There's a massive gap at the moment, but there's a. I mean, look. This is rest. This is a break. This is a break. They haven't heard the call. They didn't get the message. The message was lost. They didn't hear the call. They didn't. Their soul has been calling for them to look into this, and they haven't. They haven't looked. So, while this is, because this is definitely, now maybe you turn around and go, no, I've closed out the book. Then yeah, you've closed out the book. Done. But this is meditation, rest, reevaluation. This is a break. So. They needed a break. You needed a break. 9 of Swords, fear. In this break, there's probably going to be a lot of energy of, yeah, look, they're scared to move forward. Chariot. They haven't mastered that, what they need to move forward yet. They haven't pieced everything together. They want to, but there's a fear. Yeah, look, there's a fear. They're kind of, again, this is them paused, Hanged Man. Can you see the sun is behind him and he's trying to understand? And then meanwhile we've got the other energy here, which is in front of the sun, that's mastering the moon. So she's mastered the moon, she's going after the sun. This is some heavy, hardcore energy right here. Yeah. Meanwhile, the Hermit. So behind closed doors, it's like they're going into their own camps to reevaluate all of this. Because there are still things that need to be understood. And again, Three of Wands, to be continued. This energy here is that this has not closed out. There is something that has not closed out in this. Now, obviously it's not healthy to sit and go, well, I'm just going to sit and wait for this individual. No, because don't forget the message was, by the power of one, you reinvest in you and you get back the power of three. Let them do what they need to do. So the message here is, make sure you're investing in yourself still. Doesn't mean to say that you sit and wait for this energy to come back. Because this is what you're going through. And if you put that on hold now, can you see she's got that sparks of that fire here in her hand? If you put that on hold now, you're blocking your blessings. But don't forget, she's walked through the door. If he hasn't, that's not it, or the other person hasn't, that's not your issue. You just focus on you. Look, she's playing with that fire here. It's transmutation by fire. Leo season, transmutation by fire. Keep going. Don't look back. Keep going. If this person's meant to be on your journey, they will catch up and they will meet you on the path. The parallel paths will meet. She's captured the moon. She's gone after the moon. She's understood her own femininity, and now she's going after the sun, the masculine. She's wrapping up cycles with her own femininity, and she's now wrapping up or looking into her more masculine energy. Now, if this person, your counterpart, chooses not to do that, again, but you are, by the power of one, you're investing in you. By the power of one. This Ace of Cups has come up reversed. They're not equipped to give you emotionally at the moment, which is why this hasn't come. So if you've come to the point where you are following the twin flame journey and this hasn't actually manifested just yet, this is more than likely going to be for you, especially if you're resonating with the other information in this reading. Yeah, look, the Tower and the Page of Wands in the reverse. They didn't close out that cycle with them. You walked through the door, you closed something out, you said no to something, and you walked through a door into this energy, but they didn't. And so of course there's a mismatch here. Seven of Pentacles in the reverse. Now they're being pushed to do this now, because this, again, using the analogy of the train engine moving forward and pushing the carts or the carriages, this is what's going on. They're going to feel this pull, but they don't want to. The Tower moment, they're trying to avoid the Tower moment, whereas unfortunately it's part of their path. But you focus on you. It's not up to you to sort of teach them that. Yeah. This is the Queen of Swords. That she's utilised, again, the owl there with her wisdom. This is transformation, with her guides, with her support. And can you see, she doesn't look like she's disconnected from emotions. She looks like she's handling her emotions. She's got used to the emotions. She's handling it. We've got Messenger of Fire, Knight of Swords in the reverse. You're viewing this very differently. They're viewing it one way. They're viewing it like this. So this would be someone making very quick action to move forward into something, but it's very wishy-washy energy. This is them feeling like they need to do that, but still not acting. And this is you having acted and you're in alignment, because blue is truth. Don't forget we had as well the energies of the blue and the orange, which we were discussing around the new moon in Aquarius, masculine and feminine. Can you see? One is upright, one is the reverse. Mismatch in energy. So you need to keep doing you. They're going to, yeah, they feel a rejection. So let's say, for example, you feel like this was a rejection. They're going to be understanding what you've gone through in this connection, because we've got the Empress in the reverse. So it's like their femininity is wounded. Their emotions are wounded, and there's an attachment here. Four of Cups. They feel like they've been rejected. There's this. They're in mourning. They feel like you've left. Now this is the thing. Obviously, don't sort of go to them and go, oh, you know, I didn't leave you. Just no. They need to go. This sounds awful, but you know, they need to. There's something about this lesson they need to go through. That's when they understand and feel that emotion and understand that lesson. Is when this is closed out. The lesson is closed out. And they're free to move forward. Can you see the lock with the sun? The sun is unlocked, the masculinity is unlocked, the personality, that egoic, lower vibrational energy is removed, it's cleansed. It's the sun is transmutation, it's truth, it's light. This is them emerging, but they need to go through this. They need to go through this. Page of Swords, the truth. They need to understand the truth of the situation. They may have avoided this at all costs. They may have avoided understanding this because it was too much for them. They've left it very last minute to understand this truth. They've left it very last minute. Yeah, look, Two of Wands. Which way do I go? But which way do I go? But which way do I go? And what they don't realise is it was already... Now that has actually been knocked, this card was knocked off and it came up in the reverse. So the feminine has, again, they're coming up as Empress reverse, Hierophant reverse. It's like they haven't learned something, and they have to kind of, this is essentially the energy they're in until they're able to understand the truth of the situation. Once they understand the truth of the situation, then they can move forward. If I can find the cards. Did I put that card back? I must have done. Yeah, look, King of Wands in the reverse. They're not, and don't forget, this was the first card that came out, which is the Divine Masculine and the Divine Feminine in their kind of raw form. She's upright, having mastered this spark of energy, this spark of creativity. I've just seen a weird light go here. Now can you see, he's got the same card in it, he's got it just lighting his heart up with the sun behind him, but this is in the reverse. He hasn't mastered this. He hasn't understood his own spark. He hasn't understood his own. He's not. He hasn't. This is not confident. This is not a confident energy. Bottom of the deck, Ace of Cups. He hasn't mastered his emotions. He didn't master what he needed to master. That's why, because he didn't master it, he didn't make a choice, and because he didn't make a choice, he's still, or she's still, in that energy. This is what is restricting this. Page of Cups, Wheel of Fortune. When the offer of love to the self from them to them is acknowledged, the wheel turns. The wheel turns. Because they haven't mastered that yet. This is what they're going to be. Now, because you're, or whoever's watching this, is a little bit sort of, they made the decision and they walked through this kind of doorway. This person didn't. So the distance is going to feel greater. It's going to feel like there's more to overcome. So yeah, it's going to fit. I think they're going to feel this with that heart center, King of Wands in the reverse. This is going to be felt as confirmed by the Five of Cups. This is regret, loss, denial, missing someone, feeling trapped. They're not, I don't think they're going to be sat celebrating this. The bottom of the deck by 3, that by the power of 3. So you're investing in you. By you making that decision to walk through, there's something coming to you threefold. And because they've now not observed this energy, and they're in this kind of lack or this denial or this loss energy, they will be observing that threefold as well. There's something about the power of 3. Now, this is karmic, but it's also past life, and it links to the previous reading. So if you understood the previous reading about what I kind of said about this is what I want, there's an investment that was made that wasn't honoured in this lifetime. It was very unbalanced in the previous lifetime, and this person was always meant to learn this. You played your part, but this person still hasn't. So as it stands, there's a lot coming to you, but there's also a lot coming to them, and it may not be as, because they didn't invest in themselves, therefore that energy is being reflected back by the universe. Once they understand and go through this, which is lack, this cycle will close, and then their sort of personality, their energy will be unlocked here. Once that's unlocked, then this is abundant energy. It's like they've mastered the self. The next is the Ten of Pentacles, which is legacy, but this is about mastering of the self. Which you have already done. Up to this stage, what was required of you, you've already done. Which could have been where you had to walk away from something and make a decision. Okay. And you chose to love yourself more than anything else. You chose self-love. You didn't reject you. You made sure that you were taken care of. Bottom of the deck, the healing, the star. This was part of your lesson, but it's also part of your destiny. Any final messages, please, Spirit? So this is about balance. 6 of Pentacles. And then we've got 4 of Pentacles here. So blocking anything out that does not provide balance. So we saw the 9 of Pentacles, which is the mastery of the self. Okay. Now this 6 and this 4 of Pentacles equals 10 of Pentacles, which is legacy, which is a strong investment coming back. So there's definitely some kind of strong investment that you're going to be seeing, or monetary gain or value of some kind, because it's energetically being repaid to you. Possibly you've lost something within the situation, but you honoured yourself, so you're getting it back. As I said before. Final messages, please. Wow, these cards are going absolutely everywhere today. Yeah, you walked away from things that don't serve. 8 of Cups, we've seen that before. Final messages. What is the final messages? Yeah. Page of Cups, you honoured the self. Strength and Page of Cups. You made sure to honour the self over all things. The power of 1 turned into the power of 3. Final message. Final message, please. Anything else? These cards are like proper violently flying out at the moment, so there's probably a lot. Wow. The Fool. This is your new chapter, new journey. This is your. There's something about a cherub helping you here, or spirit team, but you heard the call. You acted when you heard the call. They were working on you to make these decisions, and you made it. Congratulations. Okay, guys, this is your reading. Bottom of the deck, Temptation. Just be aware of that. Alright guys, so hopefully that's been of some help. Have a wonderful day, week, month, wherever you are. Thank you for your likes, your shares, your subscriptions. Make sure to like and comment on this video if you want to be in for a chance of winning this for the 30-minute free reading. When we get to 1,000 subscribers, we'll pick a winner. Lives Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 8 PM British Standard Time, 3 PM Eastern Standard Time, and on Twitch on Saturday, 11 PM British Standard Time. Until next time, guys, thank you for your support to the channel. I appreciate you. Until next time, take care.